Hello, welcome back to TFR eSports Season 24. We are back once again for the F2 division. After a week off in this championship, we have returned for round 5 of the season at the prestigious Monaco Grand Prix. It is the jewel in the crown, and I have a two-time winner of this very circuit in TFR eSports, Epic the Animal, joining me in the commentary box. How you doing, Epic?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for this one. F2 at Monaco, certified banger on the way, folks. And I'm hoping to make it the three-piece tonight as well.
Absolutely. This is the, I mean, in terms of qualifying, it is the ultimate lap, you'd almost say, in F1, because it's absolutely on the limit every single time. And those who are the quickest know they could be absolutely delighted with the lap that they put in Epic, because there is only so much you can push at this circuit. If you overdo it, you'll find yourself in the barrier.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this track is the ultimate test for the F2 division because since it is, oh man, English is hard. Give me a break. Since it is such a high difficulty circuit, it's a track that really tests who has the raw talent. But because it's so punishing with all the walls, it's also an ultimate test of consistency come the race. So it kind of tests both aspects of league racing, both skills that need to be developed equally if you want to have success and have what it takes to move up to the top of the division. So I see in lower divisions of league racing, Monaco is kind of the ultimate test for them.
Absolutely, and it itself as a lap is the ultimate test because there's so many corners that have had so many incidents at them through the years, and we are watching Oracle here on a flying lap, currently down in 6th place as he goes through the chicane after the tunnel here, absolutely mounts the curb, going through there and through swimming, well, to back there now. Swimming pool gets a little bit out of shape, but he is purple somehow in the middle sector, despite only being 3 tenths up on his lap. I find that hard to believe, Logan, but he's coming through Rasgas now. He's not got long to go of this lap.
No, he does not, but he does have only a 111 right now, so he might have just had a non-optimal lap that's easy to improve on. We got a slow car in Sector 3. I'm also keeping an eye on Hyperghost, our current pole sitter, and he improved by a 10th in the first sector. Second sector's clean enough so far, but he's very low on battery, actually, so this might be actually the second go on these tires. Battery's going to be an issue for him on this lap,
Hits the
and
wall.
he touches a wall. Yep, so that's going to be this lap done and dusted, but luckily in this league with us running reduced damage rate, even though all aspects of the car can be damaged as that is at the simulation, those tiny mistakes won't immediately ruin you, but is still going to have a percentage chance of giving you free 10% tire wear, and obviously it's going to take pace off your lap nonetheless. And he actually did take off the end plate on the left side of that front wing as well, so he dives into the pits. Let's go on board with someone else in the lap. It looks like Jabs. No, he's on a cooldown. Who would be next then?
Well,
Looks like, I don't know how to say that name.
what are we saying? Io,
Is it
Xio,
Zio?
Zio. Yeah, we'll go with
Zio
Zio.
or Zio. Well,
We'll
he
go with
invalidated
Zio.
anyhow, so.
Well, he's one of the new drivers, Zio and Anko, who's just behind him actually reserving for Ferrari tonight. But they're both reserving actually. We've also got Ultimate Stan, the other reserve in the Williams, and then we've also got a familiar face in TL in the McLaren reserving tonight. They're all looking to try and get a full-time spot in the F2 division, so they're all looking to impress tonight. Here comes Anko through the final corner, really out of shape there actually, almost clipping the barrier, comes up to the line and doesn't improve.
Now he's going. Now he's
Going, sorry. Getting too excited.
Now he's going. Now he's cooking. He's burning the battery up the hill that I don't know the name of because I'm an American. Comes around a corner that probably also has a name that I don't know. And come around, I think at some point we call this Casino. Avoid that bump, kinda. Looks so clean so far, and he's improved by a 10.5 here in the first sector on his previous best time. Good rotation and good line actually taken there.
I think there's a little clip of the barrier.
On the outside. Yeah, he's looking pretty clean so far on this lap. Just the slightest clip of the barrier, but nothing that slowed him down on my camera angle at least. Braking is tricky into here. You can lock up the rears. Oh man, yeet! Sends it up over that curb. Doesn't quite straighten it up like you would want on the exit, but did carry a lot of speed through there, so he might have gained time under braking. He's actually purple in Sector 2. And here we go for a very tricky swimming pool chicane there. It's so easy to over-rotate the rear end of the car on an entry. Goes down to first gear. coast through the final corner, quick to full throttle. Let's see what he's got here. I think it's going to be a decent lap. It's going to move him up at least. Yep, and up into P3 he goes, right behind Gavukpo.
Zio second.
Currently, Zio second. Wow.
Oh, goes straight on.
Yep.
So
you can't park there, sir.
Yeah.
You'll have to back out of there. I believe Miles is on a lap currently. Actually, Rick is retired. Was that from a crash, or did he just park it up in the pits?
I'm not too sure. We've lost, unfortunately, Ultimate Stan. Hopefully we can get him back in very quickly. But the Red Bull comes up to the line and does not improve. Maybe, I think a lot of drivers, Logan, they go for almost a push-kill-push. And we're running out of time here in this session as we've got an improvement from Alfie Nerfboy. He goes up into 5th. And at the minute, Hyperghost is sat in the pit lane. At that lap, he is absolutely confident he's not going to get beaten here because the checker flag is going to be out in 20 seconds, Logan. And they're all, well, apart from JVKP here, the challenges are running out. Why don't you run us on board for his final lap here of qualifying?
For who? Who am I on board with?
JVKP.
Gavukpo, yeah, here we are. He's coming around here. You don't want to clip the inside of the wall there on the outside. Just barely avoid the bump, but you have to pull as far over to the right as they do in real life. You can really come up to the outside. The controller disconnects there. And a little slide there through the hairpin. Takes the right amount of curb there. Straighten out the car as quickly as possible on exit. Too hot on the throttle, Sergio Perez. Except he didn't do it on purpose, teehee. Yeah, he's going to back out of this lap, so I'm going to switch over actually to Oracle, who is not on a lap. And yeah, I guess we're not doing the leaderboard. Logan describes the lap talking really fast today. Because
TL's improving.
Pretty much. Let's go TL. If I remember correctly, he used to drive for Williams. I could be very wrong. He's up 3/10 on his personal best, so a great opportunity to gain a position or at least 2 here. Is Jabs is not. Oh, we got a car in the way. That's Gavukpo. Gavukpo holds him up. Oh,
that could be a penalty. I think so. Here he comes anyways. Goes 9th.
Yeah, that definitely kept him from getting 8th over Jabs, who invalidated his final run, then just pulled into the pits and retired. And that's going to be qualifying done and dusted. Hyper goes absolutely the class of the field by 0.6 of a second, and only 0.5 tenth between 2nd and 3rd. And the field is pretty tight throughout from there. The only big jump I see is from 7th to 8th, and then even 8th through 10th is pretty close. Miles never really put in a representative lap, so maybe his pace is a little bit better than that. Same thing with Action Rick. And Danik not even getting to put in a lap as he joined late, I believe. So interesting qualifying that. But with the mandatory 2-stop today and tons of mistakes likely to be abound in this race, there's still plenty of time to make up positions here today. And our championship leader, I believe, is not present. Am I correct?
Yes, Ronnie is missing for tonight's race, but a bit of a weird session that I thought, Logan. We always think, Monaco qualifying is going to be like the final runs and everything, but nobody got a clean lap in. There was hardly anyone improved at the very end there, and Hypercoast with that early lap absolutely smashed the opposition. So he takes pole then ahead of Zio on his debut on the front row, and, well, let's see. Like you said, Logan, there's multiple stops here. In only a 35% distance race, it's going to be action-packed, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no telling what's going to happen. What kind of tire strategies are people going to run? I'm guessing with a shorter race, we are going to see medium and soft tires. I could be very wrong. Or maybe if they anticipate an early safety car, you can start on softs, go to hards. I mean, there's plenty of ways you can go about doing this. That, and it's also kind of playing a guessing game of where the gaps are going to be. Because let's say you're a quick driver. Yeah, pitting at X lap might be the optimal lap, but if it's just going to throw you right in the traffic, you can either pit early to try to get behind the field and have clean air, or pit late, risk getting undercut, but then again open up more of a gap to kind of the not on the pace of the leaders runners. You get what I mean. There's just tons of ways you can go about doing this. You really just got to be ready to adapt to the current situation and just make a confident decision and roll with it.
Absolutely. It's a critical race, and as Haribo Man says in the chat, he's actually the championship leader. I do apologise, I did get that one mixed up, but it is very close at the top of the table, and you've got both Haribo Man and Ronnie, 2 challengers out of the mix. Here we go then. We've got 5 red lights here for the F2 Monaco GP, and we are underway. Hyperghost then gets a good start. Zio gets a bit of wheel spin, but covers off the RB into the first corner. It's all neat and tidy, and no, it's not. There's a bit of contact in the background. There's a Sauber and a McLaren touching tyres, and I think it was the McLaren and the Ferrari up the field, but they've all managed to escape away then through this first sector, and Hyperghost then gets the perfect start, and he is clear of the field, Logan.
Yeah, he absolutely is. I think the ghosting car of opening.
Oh, there's a spinner.
Threw off people as well. We do have a spinner.
Alfie Nerfboy on his
Alfie's
own.
around. Anko's around. The Ghost of Ultimate Stand moves up. Actually, did he actually get back to the session? I'm not seeing a ghosted car. The Miles is a ghosted car. It's all kicking off here early on as Hyperghost has a lead, and the top two have absolutely pulled away here. And a little bit of a field spread, so it doesn't look like any dive bombs are going to be happening here into the... I forget the name of this chicane, too. That chicane. Oh, actually, we got Ultimate Stand almost trying to make a move. Definitely got a warning there as he tries to get around Action Rick, or was it Action Rick that got around him, actually? Not sure, but nonetheless, Hyperghost is going to lead here after lap 1, and I don't see any missing wings yet as, I'm sorry, Ultimate Stand clips the inside wall. And we do have Miles going into the pits, I believe. No, that was
I think it's
going into
TL, yeah. So he's getting one of his pit stops. Yeah, getting one of them early pit stops out of the way. Because I tell you, it was a fairly clean Monaco start. I was expecting the worst for the F2 division, but apart from those two that spun at this very corner here, which Hyperghost is going through the Mirabeau, first part of Mirabeau, shall I say, as Hyperghost then really has pulled clear out front. But Zio is still hanging on. It's about 1.3 seconds, the gap there. But Alfie Nerfboy, I have to say, what an unfortunate mistake for him. Just couldn't get the car slowed down and ended up spinning with almost a rear lock there going into that corner. But yes, an interesting start, Logan, I have to say. And to be honest, it's good that we haven't had an early safety car because it keeps this two-stop thing alive.
Yeah, it does, and also shout out to Danique. You know, he didn't even get to put on a lap in qualifying, and he's already found himself up in the P7, and he's right on the butt of Michael Luis. And with Michael Luis not being in DRS of the car ahead, he's not going to like get that DRS to kind of pull away from Danique. Not only that, but he's on the hard tires. Oh. Well, so he's looking good as Michael Luis goes deep into the corner, makes a little peek, and good patience here showed by Danique early. Gotta give credit where credit is due. We haven't seen much of him, but so far so good.
Well, Danique is actually, this is his debut for the Mercedes team. He's got a full-time seat in TFR F2, and unfortunately forgot to mention him in qualifying because he actually, unfortunately, had an engine penalty. Of all the places to start your TFR eSports career, you get an engine penalty at the Monaco GP. But he's making good work, like you said, Logan, so far, and he's really putting on the pressure here of Michael Luis, who is a top driver himself.
Mistake. The Miles clipped his front wing, got damaged. So
we have had a crash.
Rick are going to go through. Where's the
that's Jabs. He's got going again, thankfully, but he himself had spun there at the hairpin. So a bit of a strange mistake to make there at the slowest corner on the track, maybe even on the calendar, I believe it still is.
Maybe,
so
I'm guessing he rear locked. I'm guessing.
Which in that lot though.
That was a time penalty in second, but he already has over 3 seconds to P3.
Yes. Yeah, they're pushing hard. They're pushing hard early on, and we've not seen anyone else dive in the pits this time around. It's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on. I'm fully prepared for my head to be an absolute scrambled mess come the end of this race, Logan, because with the strategy at play and the amount of pit stops that we've got to keep an eye on, this is going to be rather confusing.
You know what, now that you mention that, I'm going to turn that detail on my screen now of how many stops people have made. Only 12th and 13th TL and Onko have made stops so far in this one. And they've gone to the medium and hard tires respectively. Oracle's looking good out front.
Oracle's hit the wall. Oracle hit the wall there after Casino hits the barrier quite hard. I don't think he got damage on the front, but he will have picked up tyre wear. I know you mentioned this in qualifying, Logan, about the sim damage. Obviously, you know, it's not going to rip the tyre off straight away, but you will get massive tyre wear if you hit the wall too hard. And I have actually seen before in previous seasons when we've had this setting, people do get punches from hitting the barriers here if they hit it with too much force. So Oracle gets away with one there.
Yeah, it is RNG for what it does in terms of do you get the tire wear and all that, and it also is dependent on what the rate is. So with it one low, the chances of that happening are, well, low, obviously. But it does still happen, and 10% tire wear can really mess up your strategy, especially in this game where you really run the tires down, and you're able to do so, which is more realistic, I must say. So,
absolutely.
Alfie has got himself a penalty. Ultimate Stan already has a penalty. And yeah, no more pit stops yet. I think people are just going to run the on-paper optimal route and kind of see how things line up. Hyperghost is doing a great job of opening up a gap to the rest of the field. Gavukapuz closed that gap to Zhao, or Zio. We're going to call him Zio. And then we got kind of a train forming from Oracle. It was back to Jazz, but he's kind of fallen off after a couple of mistakes. Danique up to P6 and on the hard tire on debut. So a great start from him.
He's unfortunately stuck in a little bit of traffic as we went through Portier there. Oracle really at the front of this queue now with Michael Luis, who has shown incredible pace so far this season, Michael Luis, but maybe not quite the consistency. He had that sensational lap last time out in Miami, snatching pole at the very death, but the minute here he's stuck in 5th place and seemingly not being able to go anywhere. He can't really get ahead of Oracle, and there's a penalty for Danique.
As he hits the wall. Contact on the exit of the swimming pool. No visible damage, at least. We'll see if he dives into the pits. The one thing I will say about Danique's race, obviously the time penalty doesn't help, but if you are going to get stuck in traffic, you'd rather it be when you are on the harder tire that you're going to be running on. So if there's a time for it to happen, it's when he's on hards. I think he made a great decision, actually, to start on hards, because it's not like you're going to be able to fly up through the field. You're just going to kind of pick off positions that come to you free, so it's not like the tires are really going to be the difference in that. His ultimate stand has disconnected from the session once again.
Oh, Alfie Nerfboy's retired.
Retired in the pits.
Okay, so that's not too bad. A bit of a shame for him.
Behind, had damage, had a penalty. His daughter was knocked up. It was all a bad day for him.
So Alfie Nerfboy then out of the race, and meanwhile out front, Hyperghost then almost had a 3-second gap there of Zio, who's getting caught, or was getting caught by JVKP, but JVKP has lost a bit of time in the last few corners. So yes, it's mainly this squabble for P4 at the minute, but like I say, once the pit stops come into play here, there's going to be a lot count. Yeah,
the leader's in.
He is. Medium tires go on the car.
And see what kind of gap he comes out is. Look at this group. He's going to get stuck behind this group, this train.
He is, and this is the thing here. This is the conundrum, if you like, with these extra pit stops here at Monaco. You're going to have to negotiate traffic at some point. We've got a Red Bull round. That's the mile. He's got going again, though, but does have damage on the car. We've also got a Haas, and that's just Alfie's car, I think. But there's definitely damage on that Red Bull down in 11th.
Yeah, not a great turnout for Mile so far in this one. Had trouble in qualifying, trouble here in the race, but still plenty of time to turn it around. It does seem like there's a lack of chance of safety cars. It looks like he's around again. Yeah, he is. Gets her back to going again. Is he going to hop into the pits? Yes, he is.
I'd say Hyperghost. Oh, Hyperghost will be praying here that there isn't a safety car for stuff like that, as he retires in the pit lane.
Actually, a safety car wouldn't be bad for him, because he could just stop under the safety car, and everyone in front of him would have to stop again. That's
very true, and then he'd get his 2 pit stops out of the way. Oracle gets a penalty as well.
Hard.
Yeah. Oh, Zio there, absolutely full lock out of that final corner. I mean, that was a great save to hit the barrier, but I think he's starting to struggle a little bit there because he was serious sideways. Yeah, Danique is in the pits, so let's see. That's hard tires out of the way. Soft tires.
Hyperghost gets around Jabs as well. Jabs lets him through, so that's traffic he doesn't have to deal with. And with Danique pitting, that kind of eliminates half that train just like that. Jabs gone, Danique gone. Hyperghost is looking really good here early on. We're not really talking about much because he's just kind of been cruising in the lead, but that's a good thing. When you're leading and the stream isn't talking about you, that's how you know when you're having a good day.
Yes, absolutely. So there's another car that's at the wall. That's Action Rick. He's just picked up damage there in the first sector. That's what those yellow flags were for. So Hyperghost has got a couple of seconds before he's going to hit Oracle and Michael Luis. JVKP is putting the pressure on here, Zio. Zio, again, like I was saying, was struggling a little bit with tyres potentially. JVKP is coming into his own here in this race.
Yeah, he is. And Zio, even, he was on the medium tyres compared to Hyperghost softs. So maybe he will have a chance here later in the race as he goes to the softer tires. As he dives into the pits now. And Gavukapo on the hard tire, doing a great job, staying consistent, running the battery down a little bit too much, but other than that, he's looking good here early on.
Okay.
Michael Luis is in the pits as well. This will be his first stop of the day. Jabs is not pit yet. He continues to go around on those medium tires. No damage for him, even though he's made a couple of mistakes. Good for him. Action Rick up to P7, though he hasn't stopped yet. Actually up to 6 as he passes Michael Luis, who's in the pits. For not being around for a while, you know, Action Rick not having an awful day, especially after the result he had in qualifying.
Absolutely. So there's Hyperghost then now stuck behind Oracle. You can see he's almost jumping all over the McLaren there through the hairpin, and he's just trying to pick his spot here and cannot find a way through this very tight part of the circuit. Now, with the slipstream and maybe a bit of ERS, will he have a little lunge into the Nouvelle chicane here? He's not quite close enough. No, backs out. Very much so. And has to just play it a bit patient at the minute. Zio, actually.
Yeah, he's going to get around Oracle here because Oracle had a bad exit on the chicane. He carried too much speed in, so he wasn't able to straighten the car out in time. Oracle was slow in, fast out, which is what you really want to do at that chicane. Great job by him. I might have mixed up the names, but you get what I mean. Hyperghost now through P2 on track and already made a stop. First, third, and fourth haven't stopped yet. He's off to a terrific start in this race as Oracle does now dive into the pits, and he's going to go to a set of awful camera angle.
Yes.
Hyperghost with a time penalty, though, for corner cutting.
Yes.
Show me the tires! Let me see his tires, damn it!
He did seem quite punchy into those first corners on quite a few laps. I'm not surprised, but he's got his gap now up to 9.7 seconds over Zio here. He is absolutely flying.
Actually, I believe.
He is, yes. He's on to hards. So Danique then is up into P4 at the minute, which is going to be an potential net P3 once JVKP pits, because he's going along very nicely on these soft tyres, catching Zio at a rate of knots, but obviously he will have to pit soon. Hyperghost got another penalty. Wow.
How did he get one so quick?
In the space of a sector or two, he has picked up another penalty, and that is just, I mean, he will, again, Logan, he'll be absolutely praying there's not a late safety car in this race, because with an extra penalty now over the others around him, he could be in serious trouble here.
How in the bleep and bleep did he get another penalty so fast? That was almost impressive. That was rookie Darky level penalty collection there. Shout out to Darky, I love you, bro.
So, lap 11 of 27, we're motoring through this race now. We've now got Ultimate Stan into the pit lane. Let's just bring up, actually, the amount of stops that have been made. So, everybody bar JVKP have now made one pit stop. A reminder, again, for anyone just tuning in, it is a mandatory 2 pit stop race. So, we're pretty much on equal, how would I say, we know what we've got now, if you like, as TL's in the pits. So that's the first driver, Logan, to make his second pit stop. He's currently last, though. Has a lot of work ahead of him, but he's got his pit stops out the way.
And he also was a part of, like, the only train, so maybe he was looking to avoid that, make an early stop here, get a little bit of the undercut for track position. He's on those hard tires and be able to go to the end. So a little strategy play there. I like what Gavukapa's doing, though, where he knows he has decent pace, and maybe he anticipated that this field would be spreading out with mistakes behind. So when he does pit later in the race, the chances of the field being more spread, well, since the field will be more spread as the race goes on, the chances of him getting caught in traffic after pitting become... My controller disconnects, becomes less as the race goes on. I'm moving around too much with my controller plugged in, all right? It happens.
Yeah, this is going to be fascinating to see how this plays out, because JVKP here has basically lost an entire pit stop now to Hyperghost. So his strategy at the minute is an interesting one, to say the least, but he's going very long here on these hard tyres, and who knows? Maybe we've surprisingly not had a single safety car yet. Oh, hang on.
Stand around Action Rick down the front stretch.
Seems to be
moves up the P9.
Absolutely, it seems like the common move at the minute down the start finish straight. It's pretty much one of two places you can almost make a move around here, unless you're getting up early in the morning and wanting to send it down the inside into one of these kind of corners. But JVKP here is getting caught at a rapid rate of knots because Hyperghost down is going to have DRS down the start finish straight. Now, the interesting thing here is if Hyperghost can clear JVKP, then that is it. He's got absolutely loads of time until he gets towards any lapped cars and can just get his foot down and just stretch that gap out. But JVKP could just frustrate the Ferrari man a little bit here, Logan, and I'm sure Zio will hope that the RB can keep the Ferrari behind him as long as possible.
Absolutely, and also factor in Gavukapa is going to be on probably 2 sets of softs to end this race, so he'll be really quick and no time penalties. So a lot of moving forward will be happening for him once he does make this first pit stop.
I think it's critical for him to keep the Ferrari behind here, you know. Like, for the sake of his strategy, he needs to keep Hyperghost right there so then he can get that benefit of later on having those faster tyres. If Hyperghost gets straight past JVKP here, he'll just dance off into the distance with that free air and will not be caught, that is for sure. But at the minute, JVKP is keeping that lead ahead of the Ferrari. But it's all about mistakes here, isn't it, Logan? It's where that mistake's going to come from the RB, and Hyperghost will be there to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Zio went to the hard tires. I mean, he was already on a set of mediums. If he had one more set of mediums, I imagine you could do medium, soft here in this race. Yeah, absolutely, easily, now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm surprised people are, if you are using the hards, I would anticipate soft would be the other 2 tires.
Dearie me, that was so close. JVKP there, just making a little move to the right-hand side there, just covering off the Ferrari as they went up Beau Rivage there, and that was just a little bit too close for comfort. That could have very easily been both cars getting their wheels locked together there and hitting the barrier. I mean, Hyperghost there is almost having to get the anchors out not to hit that RB.
Yeah, he's so close to him, but they're both running pretty low on battery. Both the better grip and softer tire. Hyperghost will be able to get the exit he needs to get close enough. Doesn't look like he's going to on this occasion.
But look at the gap, Logan. Zio is
5 seconds.
Yeah, he's took like 4 seconds out of the Ferrari. Yeah. It's like, it's absolutely... It's killing Hyperghost's advantage that he had out front. And like I say, with the extra penalty as well, this is bringing the race alive for the battle for the win here, because Zio is getting his foot down and is hunting down the Ferrari here. The work from JVKP as he dives in the pit lane, he has absolutely given Zio just the sniff of an opportunity here, Logan.
Yeah, he absolutely has. Oh, Danique hits the wall in the exit swimming pool. No visible damage, though. That could have been a mistake.
He's in.
He's still going strong in P5. And yeah, with TL being the only one to make pit stops, he's about to get stuck in traffic here as he's caught Action Rick and Anko, who Action Rick has just picked up a time penalty for himself as well. So we'll see what happens with TL's race as these guys in front start to pit. And speaking of pit stops, there's Danique making his second stop onto the medium tire.
Yes.
He'll clearly be going to the end.
Oh, what a spin that is for Action Rick. He's picked up damage, I think, or someone has. And the car is across the circuit. He's having to do an Austin Powers 90-point turn there to get it back around, and he's got it going again.
Yeah, and look at TL. He did not really get held up by either of them, so he's through on those hard tires with no more stops to make. And with only 6 seconds to the car ahead, Danique obviously already stopped. You know, he's looking to gain some free positions off of strategy.
Well, there's a lot going on without too many overtakes or changes here. And we've still got 11 runners keeping this race very interesting.
Why? Go to softs, bro. There's no way you don't have fresh softs, right?
Well, you'd imagine he would. Because also he's in big traffic now. With Michael Luis in front, this is going to be very difficult now for him to try and clear that Sauber and then close that gap down to Zio and obviously Hyperghost. But as Jabs now comes in the pit lane, so that's going to be him onto his second stop. A reminder of who's made those on the screen just there. We're up to now 4 drivers that have made those second pit stops. And JVKP, I tell you, he's not... If he can get past Michael Luis here, he's not out of the mix here. Because with fresh mediums, he should be able to take quite a bit of time out of the top 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Then he's going to be on a softer tire here at the end as well compared to Hyperghost. Zio will be most likely going to soft, so maybe he won't be over there, but still a podium on the cards for Gavukapa, who is in the RB, which is the current Constructors Championship leaders, I believe.
Yeah. Absolutely. So as Hyperghost now is in the pit lane, so this is going to be his final stop, going on to the medium tires once again. We've got a car out. That's Danique at the Nouvelle chicane,
and here comes
he's had a big off there into the wall. Yeah, no safety car.
I'm guessing he rear locked, and then when he mounted that curb on the inside of the right-hand part of the chicane, then it bottomed out and then it went straight on.
And Hyperghost there, desperately trying to get out the pits in front of Oracle. Michael Reese, I think, panicked with that yellow flag and dived in the pit lane. That's cleared the road for JVKP. We've also, I think it's just those two that came in the pits, actually. But Hyperghost absolutely desperately trying to get out of the pit lane in front of Oracle. I think he picked up a warning as well because he went right over the line on the exit of the pit lane. Oracle himself was desperately trying to stay ahead because, if I'm correct, I think, he still has one more pit stop to make, but he's right in front of Hyperghost, and Hyperghost got a better exit. They're wheel to wheel through the tunnel here. How is this going to unfold? They make contact, and Hyperghost has hit the wall. He's got damage on the car, and the McLaren goes straight on. He's got a 10-second time penalty.
Whoa, and then Hyperghost cuts the corner as well. Whoa, keep your head, boys, keep your head. They're not happy boys. The boys are, in fact, unhappy. Coming through. Oh, no, he's going to touch the penalty. Is he going to try to go around the outside? Oh, my God, he is.
Well,
Oracle says nope.
Oracle's still in the way here. He's holding his own. He's got a great exit. He's got a DRS, and he will take this third place. But it's potentially the long-term damage of that broken front wing, Logan. That could cost him this Monaco win here.
Absolutely could, especially with Zio about to stop sooner rather than... Whoa, he's hot around the hairpin. He's going to be going to, I imagine, the softs, but I've been very wrong about the tire strategy so far. Gavukapa, he'll be going to softs, I hope. Yeah, still everything to play for here at the Monaco Grand Prix and F2 division.
Wow, well, that has changed things quite a bit there. So Zio with 3 seconds of penalties, Hyperghost with 6. Obviously, Oracle now with loads of penalties after going straight on there after the tunnel. Well, this is going to be fascinating, is how can Hyperghost manage here with that bit of damage? Is it going to be a big impact on his race, or is he going to be able to get away with that? There's a car in the pit lane. Who's that? That's a Red Bull of Zio. Zio's in the pits, getting a change then of tyres. He's now onto the hards, going to the finish here, and he's going to come out the pits very soon here, actually.
He went to another set of hards?
It hits the wall, actually, coming out the
pit lane. Bruh!
Well, the gap, though, is down to only 2 seconds.
Where did he get another set of hearts?
It must be, he must have went for that type of allocation. I'm going to take a guess. But Zio, at the minute, Logan, he is going to take the lead. With the penalties at play here, he will win the race if he keeps this gap to Hyperghost.
I'm at a loss for words. I don't understand these tire strategies. I don't get it.
I don't think anyone can at the minute. Oracle's also came in, so let's just have another check. So everybody bar Action Rick and JVKP, well, scratch that, Action Rick's in the pit lane. Everyone bar JVKP has now made the second pit stop. So what you see on the screen is what the drivers are running with to the finish. And, well, there's still lots to play for here. I'd say Oracle has lost out massively there. He's obviously just served a 10-second time penalty, so he's now down in 7th. TL, this man here, is up into 5th as he goes through to back there. Michael Ruiz up into 4th now. So I think, well, the question is, can Zio make those hard tyres work and keep the pace for Hyperghost here, Logan, to stay within 3 seconds?
Why he's on hards is beyond me. But at least he doesn't have to worry about tire wear. I think they'll make it 8 laps.
I think the softs are quite fragile around the circuit. I will just say that. I think they have got a very short life, particularly on 35% distance race.
He would have had another set of mediums, though.
That's true. That's true. I don't disagree.
How about I use literally any other time? I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. Gavuka, if you don't go to softs, I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Well, he's running out of laps here. We're about to start lap 21 if he doesn't come in the pits. No, so
what is he doing?
saving it right to the very end. And the problem is, once he does pit, Logan, I think he's going to come out behind Michael Luis. So then he's going to have to get ahead of that Sauber if he then wants to hunt down the top two. I think this could be just a max of P3 here.
And it'll be difficult for him to do that when he goes to hards for absolutely no reason. I'm already anticipating it.
Well, at the minute, Hyperghost will take the lead of this race, but Zio is doing what he needs to do at the minute. He's keeping that gap below 3 seconds, and the damage on that Ferrari is going to prove, I'd imagine, very costly here to Hyperghost. He hasn't had a win yet this season. He's had a podium at, I think it was Bahrain or Australia, one of the two. But he has shown incredible pace, Hyperghost, and what a victory it would be if he can win the Monaco GP, but at the minute, it's not looking likely, Logan. Zio is taking more time out of him.
Yeah, it's not looking likely. Zio, they both have penalties, though. I'm just waiting to see what Gavuka does when he pits. It's lap 21. Please pit. Okay, he pit.
He's in.
Speed. Thank the Lord.
Right.
What tires he go to? I don't even want to look. Please,
that looks like it's a set of mediums. It is. Medium tires go in the car.
I don't have anything to throw. I don't have a wallet near me.
We've had a crash! It's a safety car! I don't believe it! We've had Anko, and Anko is in the wall, and I think that's I think it's just a VSC. It is a VSC. I thought we were going to have an F2 race here with no safety car, but we have got a VSC. Anko's hit the barrier, unfortunately, coming out of the Nouvelle chicane, and, well, it's meant a quicker pit stop for JVKP. He's got ahead of Michael Luis, so that has got him at least on the podium at the minute.
How many people speed under VSC?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm I'm not gonna put a number on that. I mean, after what we saw in Miami, I mean, I did it myself, so I can't exactly talk, but this VSC, this is critical now that they get it right when it goes green. And JVKP then, I mean, could he have gone on soft, Logan?
Yes! Alright, so we got Hyperghost first, Zio second, Gavuka third, Michael Luis fourth, Tio fifth, Jab sixth, Oracle seventh, Oldman Stan 8th, and Axeric 9th. My sanity is currently P16, and only 13 people had entered the race.
Well, JVKP is getting very, very close. This Aston Martin, there's a driver penalty. 2! No, it's another penalty for Hyperghost. He's got another time penalty for corner cutting. And he's done it at the first corner again. Unbelievable.
I'm not allowed to say F. F me to tears.
So, TL with the drive-through. Unfortunately, you were one off with that prediction. Here he comes in the pits. So he will go down into 8th.
Sauber 4th and 5th.
Yeah, good result for the Sauber team at the minute. Jabs at the minute on for a personal best, I believe. So Zio now has got a gap to under a second, briefly, to Hyperghost. Hyperghost is he's thrown this away, hasn't it, Logan? I mean, is that too harsh?
No. I mean, it would be harsh. It wouldn't even be harsh to say he's thrown it away twice, to be honest. I like you, Brown, but you threw this one away.
I mean, he might even throw away a second place there. Because if JVKP gets a move on, then he only needs to get a few more seconds, and then Hyperghost isn't even going to get a second place. So let's see how he plays this now. He's got the Red Bull right up his tail as we come up Beau Rivage. And I mean, it is a shame for Hyperghost as we get fastest lap of the race from JVKP. But he was absolutely in control of this one, Logan. and it's all fallen to pieces. And at the minute, Zio, on his TFR debut, and bear in mind he's not even got a seat yet, he's still a reserve, he's at the minute on course for taking a Monaco debut win.
No, just give him a seat.
So, but how does he play this here, Logan? Because this Hyperghost, is he deliberately going slow? I mean, who knows? I mean, he's going to fall behind JVKP here. That gap has now only got half a second, made that 4 tenths, and then JVKP has got second place.
Well, Hyperghost is on much more worn tires than Gavokapo and has the damage, so that's not helping. And also the mental damage.
JVKP's hit the wall! He's hit the barrier, coming out of the Nouvelle chicane, and he is out of the race. Absolutely smashes the barrier, and I think that's just a VSC again. But what a mistake for him to make. With a chance to take the lead of the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship lead in terms of continuing what they've done so far, he is out of the F2 Monaco GP with a massive mistake there, Logan.
I don't have words.
We've only got 4 laps to go. He was so close. But what a mistake that is.
On the podium, he's in the pits!
He's in the pits, yep.
Why?
Soft tires go on. I think it's just a free stop. I think it's a free stop just to probably get fastest lap as well. But
fastest lap doesn't score points, does it?
It does. Gets a point. Still here in TFR. I know in real life it doesn't, but Michael Ruiz then exits the pits on a fresh set of boots. Obviously, it's still just a VSC. I'm amazed that wasn't a full course safety car and 20-second time penalty for Oracle. He's got a 20-second time penalty. How's that not a drive-through? I don't quite know, because that's usually what that penalty is. He's up to 23 seconds of penalties. I mean, why was that not a drive-through?
This is why I do drugs. This is why I drink.
We do not advocate that on the stream.
This is why I slam random thoughts instead of having a stable controller disconnects again. My sanity disconnects again. My hope disconnects again. Rest in peace, the race of Gavokapo. Still P9 via not finishing. It just shows the state of the race. Everyone and their mother has penalties. I don't even want to look how many penalties some people have. It might scare me. And also, binary code might pop up on my screen because the PS5 cannot handle such numbers. Zio, he just needs to do what the magic conch told SpongeBob and Patrick to do. Nothing.
Yes, he needs to just sit tight there.
There's 2 laps to go.
Yeah. Bring it home.
Jabs is now P4. Great job by him by not ruining his own race. Michael Louis, same thing. Kick Sauber by literally just existing is P3 and 4. Oracle is somehow still P5, but after penalties is probably 22nd.
He could still stay P5 because of there being such a gap. We've got another yellow flag for something. I think that was
and
Sauber.
Ultimate Stan has penalties as well, of course. Why did I not assume that to be the case?
So Jabs is actually coming under a lot of pressure from Oracle here, although Oracle has got obviously a lot of penalties. Hyperghost then is going to start the final lap here, and well, it's been eventful, that is for sure. And yeah, like we said before, has thrown it away a little bit here, unless Zio makes the biggest of errors on this final lap, which really now he just needs to bring it home, Logan.
Yep, do absolutely nothing, even with the tire strategy, which was a tire strategy of all time, and a time penalty. He will win the Monaco Grand Prix if he doesn't crash. I don't even want to know what I'll do if I see him crash.
Well, Hyperghost is crawling around the track himself here. He's really not pushing at all. The kind of pace here has gone out the window, really.
Wait, Michael Louis is gaining seconds. Is there a chance he gets Hyperghost with the amount of penalties he has? Please don't. Please no. I mean, Michael Louis, you've done fantastic. My God. My God. Just...
Well, we're coming through...
to believe in anymore. I'm running out of necklaces.
We're going through the final corners now. We're going through Raskas for the very last time. It's been an eventful race here in the F2 division, that is to say the least. But Hyperghost is going to come up to line on the track in the lead. But Zio will win the F2 Monaco Grand Prix on his debut. What a drive from him. He kept it clean. He did what he needed to do. And he picks up the win.
Here comes Michael Luis.
There is Michael Luis.
I think he's going to get second. I think he's going to do it. Michael Luis! No.
You can hear actually that's a nice addition they've added to the game. You can actually hear the yachts making the horns on yachts. So if they have that, you can hear that in the background.
He keeps going.
He gets across the line.
Hits the wall.
Will Ultimate stand then? Will he pick up P5 on his debut here? Comes out the final corner. He has lots of penalties, but obviously Oracle did have that spin. No, missed out by 4 tenths. Missed out by 4 tenths in the end. That was super close. TL might actually just jump Ultimate Stan here. Yes, he does.
He jumped Oracle too. He jumped Oracle.
Oh dear.
TL gets 5th.
Incredible. Well, there you have it.
I can't sink lower into this chair.
What a wild, wild Monaco GP that was. And there is Zio then on the top step of the podium. And, well, you have to say, that is how you win the F2 Monaco GP, Logan. Just keeping it nice and clean. A lesson for many.
He didn't keep it clean. He just kept it cleaner. And the tires were on the car. Oh, my God. A great job. He won on debut. Great job.
And what a place to win on your debut as well.
Who's the points leader now? What just happened?
Well, that is going to take a heck of a lot of calculations, that is for sure. Michael Luis absolutely scoops up a lot of the post-race awards there. He picked up all of them because obviously he wasn't the race winner. But there are your final results then. Zio wins the F2 Monaco GP. Hyperghost in second and Michael Luis completing the podium. Jabs gets a TFR career best result in 4th with TL nicking that 5th place right at the very death there by 3 tenths ahead of Oracle. Oracle obviously in 6th, Ultimate Stan 7th, and Action Rick was our final point scorer. In terms of the championship, Logan, so let me have a check. Obviously, Harryman was leading the championship, but he missed tonight's race. Jacob was only 6 points behind him, but blew 23 points into the bin with that crash there. Ronnie obviously missed as well tonight, so he's lost a lot of points himself. We then go down to Oracle, 4th in the standings. He was 77 points, so he was 14 behind Harriverman. Obviously, he's not had a great day at the office. Hyperghost has gained quite a bit in 2nd, and obviously Michael Luis. So, actually, Harriverman, I'm pretty sure, is still the championship leader, but everything has been super closed up, and we've had 5 different winners from 5 races.
I expect none less.
Well, what a crazy, crazy race that was. And that is your lot then for the F2 division this week. And if you thought that was crazy, next week we have, which I will double check this before I say it. Yes, we have the British Grand Prix, but with a twist. It is reverse layout. It's our first ever race in TFR eSports with a reverse layout. So you will not want to miss that. The British Grand Prix, with a bit of a change compared to the usual Silverstone circuit, it is going to be in reverse. So, are you looking forward to that one, Logan, or is that going to be a bit too much chaos for you?
Good news is I'm looking forward to it. Bad news is I will be in Las Vegas next week.
Oh no! So,
maybe we could organize something where if we use Discord, and I don't know, maybe we'd be able to make it happen.
We'll try and work something out. But if you've enjoyed this race tonight, make sure you subscribe to the TFR Esports YouTube channel and set the alert on so that you don't miss any of the streams of this season. I've been CJH, he's been Logan. We'll be back in the next one for the British Grand Prix. There we go. What a mental race.